Namaskar. Welcome to Dr. Rao's Temple of Learning. This is your YouTube channel, Spiritual Management Course. Now we are discussing the concluding part 6 of the small discourse Non-Human Intelligence, what the spiritual management says. Yes, this is Dr. A.P. Rao, Telecom Division, High Physics Laboratory, India Private Limited, MIDC Ranjangaon, Pune, Maharashtra, India. So welcome to the concluding part of non-human intelligence. The understanding and suggestion through the course of spiritual management says the non-human intelligence may be considered as a sort of natural intelligence where biology, DNA structure, brain, etc. has to play smaller role. Actually, non-human intelligence is known to have more of a sort of presence of natural consciousness that is always present even in our own absence. The spiritual management indicates that here the consciousness plays important role in the different types of intelligence in non-humans. The soul is not body but the act of body and the principle of life. Basically, it is the consciousness. Indian mythology not only worship animals, plants, and even stones or material by considering consciousness in everything or in everybody. There is a deep sense of scientific happening behind this. We discuss the concept of soul. For humans, this soul is named as rational soul, which keeps the characteristics of thoughts and reflection. For animals, it is named as sensitive soul that keeps the characteristics of mobility and sensations. And for plants, it is named as vegetative soul that keeps the characteristics of reproduction and growth only. There are three still lower ordered consciousness associated with fungi, protista, and monera domains or kingdoms. There are 5 types of non-human kingdoms to study or analyze non-human intelligence. These are animal kingdom, plant kingdom, fungi kingdom, protista kingdom, and monera kingdom. We may introduce the scientific categories of non-human intelligence for our own analysis as the swarm intelligence, group intelligence, distributed intelligence, social intelligence, global brain, and universal intelligence. And this way, we have just prepared to talk about the non-human intelligence for the purpose of our own analysis. We have understood that collective intelligence is an abstract form of disembodied intelligence. In Sanskrit, we call it ashariri buddhi. बुद्धि जिसके पास शरीर नहीं है. As per the spiritual management approach, intelligence is said to be independent of the material substrate. The philosophy of disembodied intelligence states that the mental can exist outside the body. The body cannot think. The mental does not necessarily need a body for its presence or survival. To this collective intelligence, spiritual management approach calls as consciousness that is present all over in the space around. Individual entity of the group has limited capacity for cognition, but as a swarm, the system functions as a single intelligent superorganism unit. That is why when we observe some animals constructing very complex and elaborate nest structures, the natural question comes to our mind that how the exact way this knowledge propagates and reach to them. And scientifically we have found the answer as well. Actually, behavioral skill set is observed in the fertilized zygote genes as a primary information in the animals that builds the characteristics, nature of work potential or skills in animals. Despite an absence of a brain, plants are capable of certain levels of intelligent behavior. As per one research finding, plants keep time, count, and know themselves. Their intelligence is something like mind without brain. Means mind without brain is possible. Indian mythological literature suggests non-violence, not to even hurt animals or insects, but to plants as well, because it believes presence of consciousness in them. Probably 95% of plant biologists would reject any association of sentient with plant's life. But the spiritual management approach suggests that this is not true. The Western scientists are also proposing non-human intelligence as only consciousness. So, spiritual management suggests that consciousness is omnipresent in space, and when it enters or approaches plants or animals, they become live with a weak but certain specific amount of intelligence. We have discussed the slime mold, which is not a plant or an animal or a fungus. In fact, is a soil-dwelling amoeba, a brainless, single-celled organism often containing multiple nuclei. We have also understood that a synthetic crystal, samarium nickelate oxide, can mimic learning. This is possible as per the spiritual management only because of the consciousness. Actually, no system can assume to be 100% exhaustive or exclusive as well. As per the spiritual management, there may be systems in the universe which are neither artificial nor natural. We have already systems using biological hardware that can be controlled by artificial software, and we have artificial hardware that runs on naturally evolved softwares. We perform computer analysis of the human genome, which is a combination of artificial hardware for biological software. Then we have studied the artificial intelligence. It is the intelligence demonstrated by machines, unlike the natural intelligence that is displayed by humans and animals, which involves consciousness and emotionality. Artificial intelligence can be seen to be similar to viruses, which are considered to be acellular and essential to life, but not living. Spiritual management approach says that this artificial intelligence or artificial life does not involve consciousness. This is just a intelligent behavior of machines and man-made life. So, looking to the scenario of non-human intelligence from animal intelligence to artificial intelligence discussed in the discourses from 1 to 5, we may summarize intelligence and consciousness as natural intelligence is the concentrated consciousness, of course received from the space around in standalone system. In other words, consciousness is the diluted natural intelligence, of course received from the space only, observed within a single isolated system. That means natural intelligence is a bound consciousness. That is why Indian mythological literature says natural intelligence is developed when one becomes conscious, and that artificial intelligence do not require consciousness and will always remain as semi-non-sentient intelligence. In Sanskrit we call it achetan buddhi. As a concluding remark, we may see, as per the course of spiritual management, soul is attributed to all living things, which is nothing but the consciousness basically. As we go down from humans, the amount of consciousness within reduces, and we do not call it soul but the general consciousness in different non-human kingdoms. General consciousness is available and omnipresent in space. We call it Akash, that is used in different amounts by humans, animals, plants, fungi, protista, monera, and material like stone as well. And that is why Indian mythological literature has used the word Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that is, the word is one family, and even utilized the stone statues of God for meditation and prayer. Thus, my spiritual management course considers every animal, plant, or even material as God in Eastern world, which may be the synonym for consciousness of the Western world. Thank you very much, and